Someone saw Lucio Fulci's Gates of Hell trilogy, and they wanted to replicate it. They probably didn't have quite the budget, and the storyline is not very memorable, actually. It's unimpressive by comparison. You could also consider this lesser Prince of Darkness, that really great John Carpenter film from '87. There are times when I wonder I wonder if Lenzi could have delivered more if he had more funds, or whether there was just a certain lack of creativity, which, you know, if Lucio Fulci was handled this film, how better would it have been? I don't know. Like, it's tough to say. I do suspect that Fulci tries to make his scenes as baroque and as interesting as possible, whereas Lenzi seems to think that, like, I don't know what he thinks. I don't know if he considers the scene. He mustn't just... Maybe he doesn't have pretensions of film being art in the same way that Fulci had. I'm not sure. Maybe Lenzi had more contempt for the horror genre than Fulci had. I know some great horror directors despised, but seemed to really disdain that they had been attached to the genre. Great cinematographer Freddie Francis is known as one of the great horror directors of all time, subsequent to him being an acclaimed cinematographer and winning for Jack Cardiff's Sons of Lovers in 1960, the Academy Award for Best Cinematography. And then he wound up as a famous cinematographer once again after retiring from directing. He shot a lot of David Lynch's films. But yeah, he directed amazing horror films. He hated the horror genre. Maybe Lenzi hated the horror genre and just wasn't as great at it either. I don't know. No, I mean, I think Lenzi is solid, and some of his films are a lot better than others, and they're just for kind of partly novelty reasons, but they are just impressive executions in their own right. Films like Cannibal Ferox, Iron Master. I like Criminal. What else have you got? Oh, the Giallos are mostly... Some of those are Ideal Place to Kill, Quiet Place to Kill, So Sweet But So Perverse. Those are some of the more impressive films he directed, although you could nominate maybe... It's possible to nominate maybe 45 better Giallos than at least some of them. Maybe not all of Lenzi's Giallos, but the best of Lenzi's Giallos, there's still maybe 25 superior, to be fair. From Argento, or Bava, or Martino, or Bazzoni, or Dallamano, or Di Martino, or Lupo, or Margheriti, Tessari, a few others. The other best Umberto Lenzi film is, of course, Almost Human, the Macaroni Combat films, the two from the late 60s, Desert Commandos, Legion of the Damned, and then the two from the later 70s, From Hell to Victory and The Biggest Battle. They're fun for what they are. If you like the action figure sort of schlock of those particular... that genre bracket, go for it, I suppose. Nightmare City is a lot of fun. You can only go so wrong with The Pirates of Malaysia. The Spy Who Loved Flowers is fun Garage Giro spy, if that seems like an exciting prospect to you. It's on the other end of, say, Claude Chabrol's The Tiger Likes Fresh Meat. And it's not quite Antonio Margheriti's Lightning Bolt either in terms of production values, if I like the kind of cheap comic booky Patnell approach to the action, the fairly modest but kind of cool, slick, pistol pointing action of The Spy Who Loved Flowers. I've uploaded a video on almost every Lenzi film at this point. We're getting to the end. Won't that be glorious? What will we be analysing next after all these Umberto Lenzi films? Nothing of a particular genre significance. It will be the regal opposite of the Umberto Lenzi films in a respect. Ought to be fun, in any case. I overall enjoyed this film, although I can imagine those who are not interested in horror films that are remotely generic or too adjacent to other films, they don't want to waste their time with the genre, just they want something unique and special, and that's not a knockoff of other things. Stay away. If you want to be aware of every particular film of this ilk, you can tell it's being sped up to a mostly incomprehensible, though I don't know how much more comprehensible the film is, how coherent the film is at the regular playback speed. You can tell if you like it or not. Yeah, this is a gift I've granted you. Knowing if you'll enjoy The Hell's Gate by Umberto Lenzi or not. Actually, it's one of these cases where if you know how the film ends, you may not enjoy it as much, which well, turn the video off now. Wait. Damn it. It didn't export again.